Moonee Valley update coming your way on the Colin Hayes Stakes. Firm 650, Feel the Noise 55, Naywand 13, Deprave $8, Sir Chuckle 22, Tully Zeal $12, La Lagoon 330, Polydamar 67, 71 Tully Thunder, 16 Dragila, $4.20 Uga Chaka, and $17 for Finishing School. Now, the Colin Hayes Stakes is the race coming up at Moonee Valley, and one of the guests of the Moonee Valley Race Club is Betty Hayes, widow of the late Colin Hayes, and it'll be a day of mixed emotions for Betty, sitting in the stand quietly there at the moment. Now, Tully Thunder's rider is young Brendan Fennick, who won a race earlier on Passing Shot. Here he is with Alf.
Well, you did take advantage of the track, and surprisingly to everyone, sat back to the inside. Well done, Brendan.
Yeah, well, it's better sort of taking a shortcut than going around 3 or 4 horses. So, you know, my horses felt like as if he was under a bit of pressure coming sort of down the back straight. Give him a couple around the backside, woke him up a bit, and thought, well, they were getting out in front of me, so I just ducked to the inside and he won easy.
Brendan, in the upcoming race, you ride Tully Thunder. Now, he's had the one run in the McNeil Stakes, but this horse is huge odds, and his form in Adelaide was very good last prep.
Yeah, well, she won a nice couple of races in Adelaide, but she was also ridden unlucky too. She probably should have won another one up there. I rode her the other day, first up. She ran huge, like it was a very hard track to make ground, and I sort of was back last on the turn, and she beat about 6 or 7 home. I thought, to me, she felt really good. She ran really well. Look, she's only tiny, but she's going to sort of probably be midfield, and she'll be running on.
And you've drawn out a little bit, so being small, it might help her.
Yeah, well, she'll get a bit of room, and hopefully I'll be have the last crack at him.
And also in race 8, you ride Dream a Lot. What can you tell us about that?
Not much, because I don't know, she's from Tasmania, so, I mean, Charlie's been good to me today. He's given me 2 rides, and hopefully we can make it a double for him.
Well, Brendan, you had a suspension. You've been back a couple of weeks now. You've bounced back today. Well done.
Very hungry, Alf, very.
Oh, that's what we like to hear, John. Very hungry, so bit of value in the upcoming race.
Right, yes, young Brendan Fennick on Tully Thunder. Big odds, $69 pop. Runners are parading before the Colin Hayes Stakes. Now, Victoria Park.
And what a race it's going to be. Horses are about to come through the yard under the tunnel, which will hold us up for a minute, but we'll try and squeeze a shot of number 1 here if we can before it gets underneath. I think, though, it might have already been underneath here. So let's just tell you what's happening on track with Elf's numbers 11, 4, 7 and 1. On track, support's coming for Uga Chaka, although the favourite La Lagoon, as I said, is the favourite, but a touch easy. Support coming now for Uga Chaka, number 11. Of the others, Speckings for Naywand, and also a big double figure odds in Feel the Noise, number 2. Let's have a look at them. Number 1 is Firm Elf.
Yeah, Andrew looks very, very well indeed. Look, I liked its run at Sandown, but I just thought it peaked on the line. Admittedly, hasn't got any further to go. It just depends where it gets during the run, but I'm sure it'll run a very respectable race.
All right, number 2 is Feel the Noise for Link Robertson, and it's resuming here from back at the Adelaide Carnival.
Yeah, and his performance in Adelaide, it had the 2 runs over there, Andrew, with a 3rd and a 4th, both in good quality races, behind Firm and as well Cable, we know very well. Looks particularly well, looks fit. I'm sure it'll run a forward race and has got the speed.
As I mentioned, a little bit of specking for number 3, Naywand.
Would not surprise me at all. I thought this horse had a very good chance leading into the Blue Diamond Carnival. Didn't have a lot of luck, particularly its second in one of the preludes there when Brad Rawilla rode it. Lonhro actually beat it, and you've seen how Lonhro continues to improve. Awesome performer. I think Naywand will run a very good race. Probably just depends where he gets from barrier 11, but it doesn't appear to be a problem, barrier 11 for Naywand.
All right, number 4 is Deprave. It has some very good form around it.
Yes, I like this horse. I'm giving it a very good chance in this particular race. Drawn 3. Looks hard and fit. You can see that little bit of rib glistening in the sun there. Looks particularly well. I really do believe this horse has physically developed, and more so mentally developed. It left the gates very well in winning first up at Sandown. I expect this to run a very forward race. Nice horse.
All right, possibly the leader here is number 5, Sir Chuckle.
Yeah, look, the Arnside form is working out okay. Comes in okay at the weights, drops 2 kilos on its first up run at Sandown. You can't give everything a chance, Andrew, but wouldn't surprise me.
All right, number 6, Tully Zeal. It came here Tuesday, and talking to a few people, they reckon it galloped all right.
Well, look, you've got to give it, I suppose, some sort of chance, even though it is respectable value. It's second behind Deprave. You know, with only the one run, it's going to genuinely improve. Buys a bill, got all the assets required in terms of pedigree, and as it trots past us, it looks particularly well indeed.
All right, La Lagoon, it opened up clear favourite on track. It's gone for the blows. It's now equal favourite with Yuga Chaka, number 7.
Oh, look, it's a lovely horse, and this will run well. I'm just a little bit concerned from barrier 4. It took time to take control of the race at Sandown.
OK, now Niwand has thrown the jockey. Not surprisingly, when it went past us, it wanted to pig route. It wanted to pig it and do a few things. Now it has thrown Nashra Willa about the 1,400 metre mark down the side here at the track. We'll try and get a shot of it shortly. I'm not too sure how Nash is, but it has happened. Seems OK, Nash. That is La Lagoon on screen.
Yeah, lovely filly, but you can see how she's just lengthened that little bit. You know, she's a horse, in my opinion, that's looking for the genuine mile or a little bit further. This might just be a little bit brisk for her, but in saying that, you never underestimate top-class fillies, and she is a beautiful-looking individual and a beautiful galloper. All
right, that horse has been caught by one of the... I've gone blank. Clark of the Course horses, that's what I mean. And I'm just trying to find Nash, but that horse has been collared. All right, number 8 is Paladomar.
Yeah, Andrew, interesting horse. Look, good Queensland horse that came down. Noel Doyle, very, very good judge. This could be one of those horses that does something when you're not expecting it. It is pretty good odds, but gee, it's won a few races, and its last start in the McNeil was a little bit disappointing, but you've got to forgive him. He's raced on good tracks all the time. Oh, sorry, she's raced on good tracks all the time and struck a slow track at Caulfield. Don't be too hard on her, you never know.
All right, the next one is we've got 4 to go. Tully Thunder, number 9.
Well, Brendan Fennick, keen and hungry. Wouldn't surprise if it runs a good race. Drawn 12, so that'll suit because it won't get caught up in any of the bustling. I doubt whether it's quite got the ability.
Dragilla, a horse from Tassie, having its second start for Brian Mayfield-Smith.
Yeah, looked okay. Brett Preble obviously has some sort of opinion because I don't think he would just get on it, assuming it's got no chance whatsoever. Look, could be a sneaky runner. Hard to work out the form.
Favourite on track now clearly is Yuga Chaka here, number 11. Improvement, they're tipping it back onto a firm track.
Andrew, I tipped it this morning and I've had something on it, right. So I'm going to clearly put it on top. I think this is an outstanding horse. I'm going to forget it even went round at Caulfield. Track was ordinary, conditions didn't suit. I still get back to the day it won by 7 lengths here. Absolutely awesome. And actually, I was reading a quote during the week in the best bets. I'm excited.
Yep, no doubt. And the last one is Finishing School, number 12.
Again, you can't dismiss a horse like this. Only had the 3 starts for a first, second and a third. Drawn 1 may not be the ideal position, but if it happens to race handy, it could actually be there. Just summing up for my selections, Andrew, I'm going number 11, Yuga Chaka, ahead of number 4, Deprave, 7, La Lagoon, and 1 Firm.
There is the horse on screen, the one that did throw Nashra Willa. The saddle being checked once again. It'll probably be inspected again by the stewards.
I think that was the actual situation that took place. The saddle slipped, got uncomfortable, and slipped to the side.
All righty, as we come back to you, John, the CS Hayes due in about a minute's time. Clear favourite on track, Yuga Chaka, gone for the blows, La Lagoon, and one that has had specking at double figure odds in, Feel the Noise, number 2.
Righto, Andrew, and it's
supported ahead of La Lagoon, a race that punters here think will be mainly dominated by the fillies. Third pick in the race is Firm, who's another filly, but has been desperately unlucky in recent starts. Deprave is the highest assessed of the colts in the race. Should get a good trail from a nice barrier draw. Now, Tully Thunder moves in with a yellow cap, a lot of blue and white stripes, just caps separating 4 or 5 of them here. They're ready. CS Hayes Stakes, Group 3, 1200. Stand up, ready to race. Good quality field. All clear, and away they go at the 1200 metres. And missing the start was Feel the Noise, and soon after the jump here, Sir Chuckle pounced on the front ahead of Deprave and Firm, who got away quickly and settled down third. Peladama wide out, improving to fourth, and the run down the back, and they're followed then by Finishing School, who's over on the inside. Around them then is La Lagoon as they make the run to the turn at the 800 metres, and Feel the Noise is improving. Wider out as Niwand. Yuga Chaka's well back, got only about three behind it, running up the side, including Dragila, and then the Tallies at the end of the field. Tally Thunder out wide and Tally Zest on the rail. Up the side they race, passing the 600 metres, and it's Sir Chuckle narrowly in front of Firm, a length to Peladama, deep out to third placing. Closely followed in the field by Deprave. La Laguna's off the track around the outside of Feel the Noise, and back behind them Finishing School on the inside, and then Dragila. Yuga Chaka's second last, peeling out wide as they corner, where Firm dashed to the lead. It's Firm from Sir Chuckle. Deprave is running on. Down the outside comes La Lagoon. Firm in front. Deprave after it, followed by La Lagoon. And a break to Yuga Chaka. Across the track with Deprave hitting the lead from Firm. La Lagoon lifting late. Deprave ran out in front of it, but has won. Deprave first. Firm might grab second the inside of La Lagoon. Making great ground late was Yuga Chaka. And Tully Zeal was an eye-catcher, flashing home along the inside. Further back in the field was, at the head of the others, Finishing School, and Peladama. Dragila trailed then by Feel the Noise, and well back was Niwand and Tally Thunder.
Well, Deprave, trained by Russell Cameron, Stephen Arnold in the saddle. Second win from 5 starts. He did shift suddenly in the last 40 or 50 metres. And, gee, it was late though, wasn't it? It was literally the last 3 or 4 strides. 6:40 and 2:20 Deprave, 2:10 Firm, La Lagoon. 4:17 Firm on the inside, $2.10, and La Lagoon on the outside, $1.50. Slightly balked in the last couple of strides. Numbers 4, 1 and 7. Yeah, here's a head-on shot as they turn for home. Deprave in the white sleeves and the pink cap going up to grab the lead from Firm. Now, oh, didn't she, or he rather, he shifted very suddenly, but I don't think they even touched. If they did, it was merely a brush. And you'd have to be very surprised if anything came of this. All right, Eagle Farm, late mail with Larry Olsen.
Yes, John, we're going to go for the...
About 3 to load now for the Dynamo T-Row Stakes. 180 number 1, $3 number 2. The man won the previous. Number 8 Bernadette Cooper beat 1 Clonmel, 6 Terrible Taurus and 7 fourth. Lonhro took out the third. The second went to Byers Bay, and Pattons won the first. Barrowin coming forward, a promising filly, particularly over a little bit of ground, I'd imagine. And Oomph will be the last in. I wonder who will lead here. Some think Oomph. Well, we'll soon know again. Ha Ha has drawn the inside. Jimmy Cassidy aboard in the dark blue with the white cross sashes. And they're all set to go now. 1500, the journey of the 5th of the afternoon. Racing now, Moonflute a trifle slowly away with the Republic Lass, and straight to the front goes Jimmy Cassidy on the favourite Ha Ha. Leads about a half length to a neck on Oomph, and in the third position Hosanna keeping right in touch with the leaders. Lady K is around Moonflute to Republic Lass, and a half length the outside is Barrowin. 1100 metres to run now, and the leader is Ha Ha. Speed is not all that brilliant. Ha Ha about 3/4 to a length now on Oomph, and 2 lengths to Hosanna. A neck to Moonflute on the rails, 2.5 to Lady K, 3/4 the inside Republic Lass, and a little over a length the Barrowin. Out of the back straight in the T-Rows and coming along to the 800 marker. Well, Jimmy Cassidy is able to dictate to a nicety on the hot pot Ha Ha, showing $1.80 on Tab Limited, and Ha Ha by nearly 2 lengths on Oomph for similar margin. Moonflute on the inside at Hosanna, another length and 3/4 then at the 600 Lady K from Republic Lass, and a couple to Barrowin. Ha Ha to the point of the corner now. leads the way a length on Oomph, and Hosanna Moonflute over on the inside. Republic Lass, the deepest, Lady K, and Barrowin is the whipper in. Straightening now, and J.A. Cassidy gives the favourite more rain, Ha Ha, and Ha Ha is a couple of lengths, Hosanna Moonflute, Oomph and Lady K, but inside the 200, and Ha Ha galloping nicely. She's 2.5 lengths clear on Lady K, trying her heart out, and so too Hosanna, but all in vain, and all the way to Ha Ha. Ha Ha from Lady K and Hosanna, then Barrowin. Oh, she'll pay to follow over a longer journey. Then came Oomph, Moonflute, and Republic Lass was last. Well, Christmas came, what are we now? September, October, November, December. It's come 3 months early to Jimmy Cassidy, and backers of Ha Ha, he was able to just dictate terms to suit himself, and you've seen, you've heard, the rest is history. Number 1, Ha Ha, 180, 140. Gee, I did get onto a horse there, Barrowin. She's going to be a nice horse. She's out of a handy proverb mare by Barathea and bred by Ross Cribb. I think she'll be very adept when races get up over longer journeys than the mile. Anyway.
An easy one to Ha Ha, rounding off a sensational week for the Waterhouse stable. 180 and 140, number 1. Lady K second at long odds, a place divvy of 6.30, no third Hosanna, 15.10 Quinella, 49.80 the trifecta. Okay, runners.
You know, the ability to handle the track, you know, the shape and the surface, the things we don't know. I've got no control over that, and I'm really only, like anyone else, guessing. The horse, I don't think he's lost his ability. I think he's done enough work to run the good race. The work on Tuesday was ordinary. I mean, I wouldn't colour it any other way. It was ordinary under the conditions.
Now, Sunline has had a couple of runs, a couple of nice wins. You've had a couple of runs over there. In fitness lines, they're telling us Sunline's 95% now. Where's Northerly?
I think he's a little behind that in real terms, but again, like, she's a professional racehorse, very seasoned, been there, done that. He hasn't. He's a new boy on the block, and you know, it's a difficult task for him to overcome her today, and it's going to be good for me to just measure where I am at compared to her, because she's the gold standard, and you know, I have great admiration for the mare, and if I'm somewhere near her, that's fantastic.
And the Caulfield Cup's still and well and truly in your mind. Where do you want to finish today? Only, what, a couple of lengths behind Sunline to go on to the Cox Plate?
If he runs creditably, I'll see how he pulls up. Caulfield Cup's still an option, definitely.
Fred, great to have you here. Great to see Northerly back here, the Australian Cup winner, and some great things ahead through the spring. Good luck with it all.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Fred.
Okay.
Fred Kersley joining us, the trainer of Northerly. And there has been specking for Northerly on track. Sunline is the clear favourite, but support for the toppy. Elf's numbers are 7, 1, 6 and 3. I wonder if we can go through them, each of the horses here. I wonder if we can put all that together. Northerly is the first one here, Elf. As I mentioned, it has had a little bit of specking here on track.
Andrew, he's a good horse, and it's hard to assess in his appearance. To me, surprisingly, coming from Perth, where I suppose we always expect it to be a little bit warm, coming off a winter into the spring, to me, he looks a little on the average side in coat. Condition-wise, he looks a little on the big side, which surprises me after having the 2 runs. And, like, bear one thing in mind, he did perform in those 2 runs. How good the opposition was on those 2 occasions, it still remains to be seen, and he did carry a lot of weight. The only thing that concerned me was the way he actually carried his head in those particular races, as Sunline gets an applause.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's an enormous feeling. It's got a semi sort of buzz to the Cox Plate, hasn't it? Well, this is the race we've been waiting for, the clap for Sunline. Brave Chief number 2 at double figure odds.
Look, he looks quite good, as you can see there, cantering to the gates. Look, he's a lovely horse. He gets him off the bridle over longer trips, but, gee, I don't believe he's in the same sort of class.
Weasel Will number 3 does handle all right here at Moonee Valley.
I liked its run first up here when it ran 5th in the Manicato behind Piavonic. I thought it was very ordinary at Caulfield in the Memsies. However, the track was heavy on that occasion, so I suppose you can forgive it and give it some sort of chance. The small field will suit it.
Hasn't raced for a while, is Walk on Ice, but is a tough on-pace horse.
Yeah, the weight for age conditions are probably the thing that you wouldn't think would help it, but nevertheless, honest and genuine, as the same as Ekalaka. Sir Clive, I give some sort of chance to. Obviously, Sunline on top with Matriculate, you know, you really find it hard to have him.
Let's get a quick shot of number 6 if we can, Sir Clive, before we go to a break here. It has had support in from double figures here.
Wouldn't surprise me, Andrew, because this is a horse that people are going to say, hey, handles heavy ground and slow ground, comes to the Strath there, should cope. Ignore his run at Sandown first up, where he didn't negotiate the downhill part of the track. I thought his run at Flemington wasn't too bad, even though he got caught off the track. Only got beat just under 6 lengths. I put him in to run third. Obviously, Sunline on top, ahead of Northerly. 6, I've put in Sir Clive to run third, but we're just trying to pick and find things here. And number 3, Weasel Will.
All right, and a quick look at the 8, which is Matriculate. Back onto a firm track here. Stephen Arnold takes the ride. It'll improve back onto a firm, but it's certainly at massive figures at the moment, $58, as I mentioned, S. Arnold. On track, Sunline has been easy, but it is clear favourite. There's been support for the topping Northerly, and Sir Clive, double figure odds, $20, not too bad at the moment. That is Sunline on screen. We're about to see it clash with Northerly for the first time. A break, and then back in just a little while for the 2001 version of the Fian Stakes.
Right, John, the first meeting of these two great horses, the champion Sunline and the West Australian star Northerly. They've drawn alongside one another, and there has been support at longer odds for Sir Clive. 2 to move in for the Lauder Air Fian Stakes. Could we get the match race that was spoken of earlier in the week before Northerly turned in a poor track get up here on Tuesday? The betting suggests we might. Sunline the favourite. Northerly well supported as the second elect in this, the first meeting of these two good horses. And now Sir Clive, who's been tried at longer odds, completed the lineup. Set and racing, and Sunline won the jump on the inside ahead of Northerly. Walk on Ice and Brave Chief are away fast and are going forward. As they settle down now, it's Sunline narrowly staying off the rail. Walk on Ice is testing the champion mare in the early part and runs to the lead with Brave Chief on the outside. A length and a half to Northerly, settling down fourth on the yellow colours, followed by Matriculate. Then Sir Clive around Weasel Will, and 2 lengths to Ekalaka. In the back and Walk on Ice by a length and a half to Brave Chief, and Sunline Set right with them in third, placing a half length away. A break of 3 Northerly, Matriculate, followed by Sir Clive. Then a length to Weasel Will and 2 lengths to Ekalaka. They've gone quickly in the run to the turn at the 800 metres. Walk on Ice by about a length here to Brave Chief second, and Sunline on the inside third. Northerly's moved up outside her now within a half length of Sunline, and Sir Clive came wider. Then came Matriculate, Weasel Will and Ekalaka 2 lengths away. 8 or 9 lengths would cover the field. Walk on Ice by 2 lengths. Sunline, Brave Chief gone, and Sunline can come out after Walk on Ice now. There's Sir Clive let loose quickly, and it's gone up on the outside of Northerly, and then Weasel Will picking up ground, but Charles hit the button and Sunline responded and sprinted to the lead. Sir Clive goes with her. He's a length away. 3 lengths then to Northerly and Weasel Will. Sunline is given full bore, and she accelerates magnificently. The champion mare's put 3 legs on them into the straight. Sunline, Northerly gives chase. Then came Weasel Will, but Sunline 2 lengths in front. Northerly's answering. Sunline by a length and a quarter. Northerly's lifting. The champion West Australian lunged. Got her! Sunline has been beaten. Northerly's grabbed her right on the line. Northerly's won from Sunline. Sir Clive, I think, was third. And then Weasel Will, trailed by Matriculate and Ekalaka, Brave Chief and Walk on Ice. What a race. What a superb race. Northerly's won it. He's reeled in Sunline, and that's something we are so unaccustomed to seeing. She, when she leads round the turn like that, wins. But this West Australian just has launched after her in a dramatic final 150 metres that really had everybody cheering horse.
OK, Greg, we're down here with, I think, fair enough to say, stunned Fred Kersley.
Well, I was concerned in the run, I must tell you. I talked about him being a bit fresh, but he looked flat in the run, and I thought, boy, he's doing it tough. But his courage is fantastic, and to pull back a horse like Sunline, she got a bit of luck around about the 300 or 400 getting inside him and he had to go round. And I actually thought he was gone, I'll be honest with you. But, geez, I'm so proud of him.
And this is really not completely wound up. You told us before the race, Fred. How good is this horse?
I don't know, really, you know, but I am concerned. He raced flat. I mean, I actually said to Damien he could over race a bit today because I think he's fresh. Now, that just shows you what I don't know, so I don't know how good he is.
Well, I mean, the comments you're saying to us, the track gallop on Tuesday, he's got a lot of improvement left.
Yeah, the track work never worried me, you know. That was a press thing, and, you know, I've never seen him work all that flashy. He usually runs the Quinella in his track work, and that doesn't bother me, but I was happy with the way he was. But as I said, I thought he was freshish, but he looked a little dour today. But, oh, geez, what am I complaining about?
Well, mate, you're onto the Cox Plate now, aren't you?
You would have thought so, wouldn't you?
That'll rule the Caulfield Cup out completely?
I'll have a couple of sleeps and talk to the connections, and we'll go on from here.
All right, well, well done to you. Now, I know that you were asked to come on Racing Retro tomorrow. You were 50-50, but you're going to be on now, aren't you?
No, mate, you talk about me.
You've got to come on. We'll get you on, Fred. Well done.
Next time.
We'll get you on tomorrow. Fred Kersley, what an effort. We're going to have to catch up with Damien Oliver, John, because this has been extraordinary just with the effort today, having Sunline 95% fit.
Well, it seemed that Damien was a little disillusioned after that gallop at Moonee Valley on Tuesday morning. It probably crossed his mind that he might have taken the wrong option booking himself for Northerly, but he's just a lazy, sluggish track worker who saves his best for race day. He just fires up on race day, the adrenaline flows, and he just gave that champion mare a pretty tidy start and wore her down to win. All right, we'll go quickly to Larry Olsen at Eagle. Now, Ron Duffy's late mail numbers at Rosehill are numbers 4, 8, 5 and 7. He likes Dotteressa. Here's the market update on the Hill Stakes. Pastor Express 11, Henderson Bay 18, Able Way 15, Dotteressa 380, Mulan Princess 330, Asia 15, La Bella Dama 10, Altiero $4. That's the field, all running. 8 to start in the Great Old Race, the Hill Stakes at Wait for Age. Now, Moonee Valley Race 7, Hot Riff Top Rater ahead of Flushed, Madame Plume and Tickle My. Market, Umaline 42, Noir Sur 56, Tickle My 360, Lady Marion 790, Flushed 710, Bumbelina 580, Madame Plume 13 and Summer Rule $19. 53 Quietly Adamant, Scratch 10. Cur de Hare 18, 12 out, Blab 17, Hot Riff 980, Tyrolean 31, Rochina at 35. That's the WH Stock Stakes, a mile in 22 minutes. Now, the top 8 at Rosehill Gardens. At the head of the list is Mulan Princess. She should be suited by the reduced distance today. Dotteressa, Altiero and then La Bella Dama on $10. Off to the Gardens, and here is Ian.
Righto, John, thanking you. Just saying to our pub and club audience about Mulan Princess, she's been very, very heavily supported in the ring. And she's now 330 on the totalisator. Pastor Express won this race last year. I was just having a look through the list of previous Hill Stakes winners. 1945 Shannon, Burnborough 46, Dark Man. Gee whiz, remember Dark Man went under an eyelash to Rimfire in the 48 Melbourne Cup? Dark Man won at the Hill Stakes in 48. Then horses like Vagabond, Playboy, San Domenico, Hydrogen, Prince Courtauld, Somerset Fair, Red Craze twice, Skyline, No Home, Sky High, Eskimo Prince, Baguette, Gun Send. And let's have a little look further down. Emancipation, Bozam, Superimpose, when it was run at Canterbury over 1900. And last year, Pastor Express beat